in Un Jung, and I think that was a risky fight for me. Number 15 fighting him. If I lose, I drop back. So I'll see if Volkan is ready to defend his spot in line. I go and beat him, become number 8, and another fight or two away from the title, and that's my goal, man. I'd really like to fight Volkan Oezdemir next.
I'm about to dance, I keep my ship tight, cause any moment I'm throwing hands, I'm blowing up on your man, KOing him on demand. Fight of the night, bitch, I'll put ice in my corner, man. Coming for the ring, no weakness. Kote on a mission, no secret. Flick of the wrist, no sleep risk. Coming for your head, you need to be sick, he's sick. From chilly with love, involuntarily done. You need a minute, take 5, I got no match for the gun. I'm prepared for the shit, you like a team of the kids.
Hola chicos, ¿cómo están? Bienvenidos a una nueva entrevista de Fordewin MMA. El día de hoy me acompaña un hombre que hace muy pocos días tuvo una tremenda participación en UFC Long Island. Estoy con el número 14 del ranking light heavyweight de UFC. Me encuentro con Dustin Jacoby, the Hanyak. How you doing, my brother? Welcome to Fordewin MMA.
I'm doing great, man. Thanks for having me.
Well, we're excited to have you. I know I've been scrolling down the internet trying to find out if you ever had an interview with a South American Spanish-speaking outlet, but maybe this is a first for you. I don't know. I looked up and down in UFC Español and I haven't seen you, man. So I'm really excited to share some time with you for the South American fans.
Yeah, super cool, man. It's an honor to be on your show, and I believe it may be a first time for everything. So here we go.
Since we're in the topic of South America and Spanish and all that, have you ever come down here to South America as a tourist or as a fighter, anything?
I have not. I don't believe I have. I've never been to South America. I've been all over the place, but have not made it that way.
Well, we still have some time to go, man. So if you ever want to come down here, you're going to enjoy it for sure. So how's life been treating you after your great performance for the New York fans the other day?
Yeah, life's been good, man. Just climbing the rankings and moving on up. And I celebrated at the Lake of the Ozarks with some friends. And it was a great time, man. We were living it up. We got out with one of my tequila sponsors, El Bandito Yankee Tequila. And they took us out on their 47-foot yacht, and we were living it up, man. It was a great time.
Yeah, man. I mean, I love to have a good time, but tequila is not my thing, man. It kills me. I'm going to say it right away. I'm happy you're having a good time.
Yeah, I guess increments, man, just in small doses.
Absolutely. Everything on its right dose. Well, about your knockout and your performance, it was a great moment to see, definitely one for the reels. So this knockout, for me at least, it feels like a cherry on the top of a massive amount of work over the last 2 years for you to earn this second stint in the UFC. Do you feel this is the most significant win of this new run?
It's been a great run. Yeah, man, it was a great win. It's always nice to go in there and get a win, but to get a first round knockout the way I did was, a great win in my career. And it was the best one, I think, so far here on the second run I've been on. But, there's a lot more work left, and I'm looking forward to the opportunities in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good to see that you're in good spirits and eager to get a new fight soon. You had a really good, dominant performance against a guy who was having an amazing streak of his own, right? You've credited a lot of this to your team. All this success comes down to working with Factory X in Colorado, right? So can you please could walk me through the process of preparing for the fight and sharpening this iron that you showed us?
Yeah, we have a great team at Factory X. I believe in my coach, Mark Montoya, and the culture that he's created. And we put in a lot of work on the mats, man. It's, the same preparation as always. We just, we train together as a team and make sure we get our one-on-ones in with our coaches. And, every day it's a lot of guys coming together. It's a great culture, and it's a great group of guys that are a lot of like-minded individuals and are all doing really well for themselves and their career as well. So look out for the guys at Factory X.
How long have you been working at Factory X, Justin? Is this like your home gym, or you've been through a journey of sorts to get to the place where you're at right now?
Oh, I've been through a journey for sure, but I've been at Factory X for the last, I'd say almost 10 years now. I think my first trip to Factory X was in 2013. So here we are about 12 years into my professional career, and a solid 9-10 of them have been with Factory X. So it's been a good spot for me, and it's where I've called home the past decade.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's a place to call home for sure. What would you say is the most important aspect of the culture, like you said, there in the gym? What brings the best out of you, out of all those guys and all the team?
I think competition breeds success, and we just have a lot of guys that are competing at the gym, and everybody's trying to be the top dog, and we have guys at all weight classes up and down the board. So we're a very stacked gym, and there's just a good group of guys, good group of leaders that bring it every day, and we, like we say, iron sharpens iron.
Absolutely, my brother. Well, the effort surely paid off, and you got a nice bonus out of it. The first in your career. How happy were you when you found out that you got it?
Yeah, I was extremely excited. I knew that I would be in the running with the walk-off KO, and Dana White had told all of the fighters the night before, as long as you go out there and fight hard and you get finishes, I'm not promising anything, but you will be rewarded. So it's been a trending thing in the UFC here lately, where at least on the bigger cards that they're giving more bonuses out. And I was excited, man. It's been it was almost my 10th UFC fight. So it's been eluding me so far, and I think I've opened the floodgates and plan to, do my best to get many more.
Absolutely, man. It's all about momentum, and it feels like you're building it right now. But there's something else brewing in the air right now. It's a matchup between you and the legendary DC, but in the golf course, my man. So I wanted to know, how is everything preparing for that? Do you already have a date or something, or is just talk by the moment?
So it's just talk right now. There's no date set, but I did call out DC on the golf course, and I'm hoping we can get that match put together here sooner than later. And it'd be cool to make some fun out of it, get some more UFC guys involved, maybe our coaches. My coach, Mark Montoya, he plays golf, so maybe I bring him with me and we figure it out, man. But I think it'd be super cool to get a tournament like that going.
Yeah, like a UFC pro invitational kind of thing, right? Like maybe some celebrities, some fighters, get some good juju going, right?
Oh, I think it'd be a lot of fun. A lot of guys coming together and just hacking it around on the golf course.
What would you say is your best skill in the game of golf?
You know what? It just depends on the day. I drive the ball well. I hit the ball well, but golf's a tricky game, man. It's that one good golf shot theory. Anybody can hit a good golf shot that one time, but can you do it consistently? And I enjoy getting out, man. It's a great challenge. It's a lot of fun, and anytime I can get out there, it's one of my favorite hobbies.
How's that short game, baby?
Yeah, the short game, man. You have to ask my buddies. The putter was on fire last week. It was taking their money, so short game's been on point.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Well, this sport connects you with a lot of fun people. MMA, I mean. Well, golf as well, but since we're in the subject of MMA, it connects you with a lot of fun, wild, amazing people. You've been around the block too. You've been in kickboxing, you've been involved in MMA, also in pro boxing. What would you say is your most fondest memory or personal moment in the sport in contact sports in general?
Yeah, like you said, man, there is a lot of cool people. I think just being able to travel and the people I've met and the memories I've made along the way, and Glory Kickboxing was a lot of fun for me. I met a lot of great people, a lot of foreigners over there. I got to travel to Breda, Holland, and train with Nicky Himmers and Ramon Decker's brother, and man, it's just it's been great just meeting a lot of special people and having a lot of fun along the way.
Absolutely, my man. Well, in terms of your career, you're clearly giving a step in the right direction. You're now ranked as the 14th in the rankings in the lightweight division. In the light heavyweight division, I'm sorry. And right now, that division it's a really interesting place. We have a new champ. We have a rematch possibly on the go for the title. And you're climbing up there, and you're getting the chance to cross paths with a lot of interesting people. What would you say? Because I know Volkan Oezdemir, who we're going to talk later on, that's a guy you're interested in. But in terms of the division as a whole, how do you see this division moving forward, like till the end of the year? How do you think it's going to go by the end of the year?
Yeah, I think the division is wide open. It's a great division to be competing in, to be a part of, and you said it, man. I want Volkan Oezdemir. I think that would be a great matchup for the fans. I think he's a former title challenger, and he just beat Paul Craig, and I think I match up really well with him. And I think I just did essentially the same thing. I defended my spot in line against an up and coming surging prospect in Un Jung, and I think that was a risky fight for me. Number 15, fighting him. If I lose, I drop back. So I'll see if Volkan is ready to defend his spot in line. I go and beat him, become number 8, and another fight or two away from the title, and that's my goal, man. I'd really like to fight Volkan Oezdemir next.
Well, for sure, the division is on notice. Do you think that you'll get your wish and they'll grant you the chance with Oezdemir?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm being told that the UFC loves the matchup, but it's on the table. We like it, and they're going to present it to him, and it's the ball is pretty much in his court. And I'd like to get that done here this week or the next week. Here, the next couple of weeks, get that signed, and they've already had mentioned a date. But before I say too much, I'm waiting for them to make it official and see what Volkan has to say. And I just really hope that he gives me the opportunity to climb the ladder and take his spot, and he gives himself the opportunity to defend his spot.
Absolutely. Sounds like an exciting matchup for sure. How many times do you think you'll be competing this year? If you get your wish and get Volkan, of course, that remains to be seen, but how much would you like to compete this year?
Yeah, one more time. I had a goal before this year to have 3 fights. My goal is to have 3 wins, and another goal is to get into the top 10. And I think, a fight with Volkan Oezdemir, that allows me to check all 3 of those off. I'm off to a good start, and 2-0 this year. I've climbed into the rankings. I've climbed the rankings, and one more showdown with Volkan would put me in the top 10 and allow me to achieve every goal that I set out to achieve this year. And I hope that I get the opportunity to do that.
Well, pro boxer, MMA fighter, kickboxer, it's fair to say that you really like to fight and you really enjoy the fight game, right? I wanted to ask you, what other fights are you excited about besides your own? Because it's exciting to have a career such as your own, like rising up to the top. That's an amazing thing to witness and, of course, to live. But of your colleagues, what are you most excited for?
I think this weekend is a really fun fight card. I need to go over it top to bottom, but the main card is stacked. There's some more 205 fights I'm looking forward to. Anthony Smith and Ankalaev. I think that's going to be a great fight, and Anthony's a buddy of mine, so I'm pulling for him. And man, there's some fights. The Charles Oliveira fight, I think that's an exciting one coming up. I think he retains his title. I'd love to see Stipe back in there. I'd love to see John Jones back in there this year. I know, you got Jamal Hill, Thiago Santos. It's another 205 fight that I've got my eyes on, which is going to be a good fight. So there's a lot of good fights coming up, man. I'm excited to. It's a fun time to be a part of the sport right now.
Yeah, exciting times for sure. That Abu Dhabi card, it's straight fire. Looks amazing, and I can't wait to see that.
For sure, man.
Before we let you go, Dustin, I just wanted to give you a chance to say hi and, of course, give a little message to the South American fans who were elated to see you have that performance back in.
Yeah, well, I sure do appreciate the South American fans. I appreciate you having me on the show and getting to talk with them, and we'll definitely have to do this again. I just want to thank my team at Factory X and my management company at Iridium Sports Agency. My main sponsors, Fit Soda, Koyos Beverage, which is an up-and-coming Fit Soda brand, which is a great company. El Bandito Yankee Tequila, another startup company that has my back, man. And they treated us really well in the Ozarks on the yacht and drinking their drinks and going around on the lake. That was a lot of fun. And then just my family and friends, man, who believe in me. And, the Hanyak does this for them as well. And it's been a great run, man, but it's not over. I truly believe I can make my run to the top of the division and get an opportunity to compete for that strap one day. And I've always said it. And here I am, man, living my dreams and just showing people that anything is possible.
For sure, man. It's a beautiful time to be the Hanyak. Dustin, I want to really thank you for the time you put in with us. I really appreciate it. And hopefully we get to see you again so soon, and hopefully you get your fight, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. You're talking to Volkan later today, huh?
Probably. Do you have a message?
Well, maybe put it in his ear. Say, hey, man, the Hanyak is eager to get a matchup with you, and wants to know if you're willing to defend your spot, such as I did over the weekend. And yeah, man, the ball's in his court. I think that it'd be a great matchup. And I'm not a shit talker. You know, I'm a fan. I enjoy the fighters. I appreciate everything they do. I respect everybody, but you know, we're all chasing that dream, and I'd like to get an opportunity if he's willing to accept.
There you have it, guys. Dustin Jacoby for you here in Fordewin MMA. Thank you for being here, Dustin.
My man, I appreciate you, buddy. And yeah, anytime, let me know.
At the top, ain't got no time to relax. Always working, no stop. Leave my soul on the track. Bounce your head off the mat. This is my stop shop. Got what you need in the back. Coming for the win, no weakness. Kote on a mission, no secret. Flick of the